At the beginning of the movie, we see a man named Vic who is cycling through the mountains and returning to his home. When he reaches home, his wife Melinda is sitting on the stairs watching him. Vic asks Melinda what's wrong, to which she replies, "Nothing." The story then goes into a flashback where we see that Melinda and Vic have a small daughter who is very close to them. The couple was going to a party, so they had called a babysitter to take care of their daughter. On the other hand, Melinda was unsure about what to wear to the party, so Vic helps her choose a dress. After that, Vic helps her put on her shoes with his own hands. At that moment, Melinda says, "I love you very much," but Vic doesn't respond. Then, the two of them leave for the party, and as soon as they arrive, Melinda starts flirting with a guy named Joel. Melinda then starts kissing Joel, and Vic sees this from the window. Just then, Vic's friend comes over and tells him that his wife is having an affair with that guy, so he should talk to her. However, Vic says that it's her life and he doesn't want to interfere in it. But after some time, when Vic is alone, Joel comes up to him and starts talking. Joel says to Vic, "It's great that you have no problem with the friendship between me and your wife. That's really good because normal husbands get jealous about these things." To this, Vic replies, "There was a man named Martin who lived in this town and was very close to my wife, but 2 months ago, he disappeared from this place." Hearing this, Joel asks, "What are you trying to say? Did you kill that man? Are you threatening me?" Joel says he doesn't believe Vic's words, but Vic calmly responds, "If you don't believe it, then don't." Joel gets a bit scared and decides to leave the party. As he is leaving, Melinda sees him, but since Joel is frightened, he doesn't listen to her and leaves. On the way back home, Melinda asks Vic if he had spoken to Joel, but Vic doesn't respond. When they return home, Melinda undresses in front of the babysitter, who tells her not to do such things. Melinda was from a country where such behavior was considered significant, and she didn't like having to restrain herself here. Vic tells her, "If you wanted to be with someone, at least choose a smart guy." Melinda then asks, "So you like smart guys?" Actually, Melinda felt that she wasn't very smart, which is why she believed Vic didn't like her. The next day, when Vic is dropping his daughter off at school, he meets one of his friends who jokingly says, "So you had a party last night and didn't even invite me." The rumor that Vic had told Joel the previous night had spread throughout the town. Hearing this, Vic starts laughing and says, "I was just joking." When Vic returns home, Melinda already knows what happened and is very angry. Melinda tells Vic that Joel was her friend, and she misses him a lot, so she must apologize to him. Later that evening, Vic invites Joel over for dinner and offers him a drink. Their daughter is also present and asks, "Mom, why are you being so nice to that guy?" The daughter also dislikes Joel. When everyone starts having dinner together, Joel refuses to eat the food because he is allergic to it. Vic prepares another dish for Joel, and Melinda eats the same food. After dinner, Vic goes to his daughter's room to tell her a story. When he comes back downstairs, he sees Melinda and Joel enjoying themselves together. After they finish, Melinda tells Joel she's going to get another drink and asks him to chat with Vic for a while. Joel then asks Vic if he doesn't want to apologize to him. Vic replies, "Why should I apologize? I really did hit Martin with a hammer." Joel, now even more frightened, says that someone has arrived upstairs. Vic responds, "I didn't call anyone, but I ordered it for you." Joel gets scared again and runs away. The next day, we see Melinda at another party where Vic meets her friend Lionel, who is a struggling writer. Lionel asks Vic what he does for a living, and Vic replies that he makes chips for military drones. Lionel remarks, "Your drones only take lives?" But Vic explains that they can also be used for food delivery. Later, everyone starts dancing, and Vic begins dancing with Lionel's wife, Jackie. Vic does this only to make Melinda jealous, as he usually never dances at parties, which surprises his friends. On the way home, Melinda asks Vic if he found the girl, Jackie, attractive. Melinda had also cheated on Vic before, and she tells him, "If you ever cheat on me, I'll kill you." Then, one morning when Vic and Melinda go to watch their daughter's game, she tells Vic that he is requested to cash a $13,000 check in London. Upon investigating the name on the check, Vic finds out that the man's name is Ricky, and he plays the piano. Meanwhile, Melinda's affair with Ricky had also begun, which caused her to come home late every night. The next day, Vic goes to watch a race with a friend and tells him about Melinda's affair with Ricky. Vic becomes increasingly disturbed as he and Melinda continue to have dinner together. One night, when Melinda doesn't come home at all, Vic feels very upset. The next morning, he asks Melinda why she gave $3,000 to the gallery, but she doesn't answer. He then asks her where she was the entire night, and Melinda replies that she was with Ricky, enjoying the night, and that Ricky even left marks on her body. Vic reminds her that they have a daughter, but Melinda coldly replies that it's his problem and walks away. Days pass, and one day at a party, everyone is enjoying themselves, including Ricky. Melinda asks Ricky to play the piano, and seeing this makes Vic feel awful. Melinda notices this and tries to comfort him. Afterward, she gives Ricky a suggestive smile. Later that night, Vic tries to find Melinda but can't locate her. After a while, he discovers her and Ricky enjoying themselves in a room. Vic leaves and sits by the swimming pool. After some time, Ricky and Melinda come outside, and they are about to kiss when they see Vic sitting there, so they stop. Suddenly, it starts raining, and everyone goes inside the house. Vic is left alone, and Lionel, Melinda's friend, also sees them together. After some time, Vic comes back inside and starts talking to everyone, but Melinda is nowhere to be found. When Vic looks out the window, he sees Ricky's watch floating in the pool. Everyone rushes outside and pulls Ricky out of the pool. They try to resuscitate him, but despite their efforts, Ricky doesn't survive. Shortly after, the police arrive and ask who was last with Ricky. Melinda, furious, accuses Vic of killing him and tells them that Melinda was having an affair with Ricky. When asked if he knew about it, Vic calmly replies that he did know and that it didn't bother him. The police then ask him directly, "Did you kill Ricky?" When the police ask Vic if he killed Ricky, he denies it. On the way home, Melinda is crying a lot because she's convinced that Vic killed Ricky. When they arrive home, Vic asks Melinda if she wants a divorce, to which Melinda replies no. Vic then says, "You know that I was the one who killed Ricky," to which Melinda responds, "You killed him for me, meaning you love me very much." The next day, while riding his bicycle, Vic notices that someone is following him. Later, when he is dropping his daughter off at school, he meets Jackie, who tells him that her husband and Vic's wife are meeting secretly and suspect that Vic killed Ricky. Jackie adds that they are gathering evidence to prove it. Vic invites Jackie and her husband to his house for dinner, telling them that he will discuss the matter with them. During the dinner, Vic tells Lionel, "Please don't tell anyone that I was the one who killed Ricky." Lionel replies, "I've also heard that you killed your wife's first boyfriend." Vic doesn't respond. The next day, while driving, Vic spots the same car that was following him earlier. When Vic approaches the car, he sees a man sitting with Melinda. Vic directly asks Melinda who the man is, and Melinda introduces him as a therapist. Vic then asks for the man's card, but the man doesn't have one, which makes Vic suspect that he is actually a detective hired by Melinda and Lionel to follow him. A few days later, Vic sees Melinda with another man named Nick, who is very wealthy. Vic starts following them everywhere. One night, when Melinda is talking to Nick on the phone, Vic overhears their conversation and finds out that Melinda is planning to go to Brazil with Nick and take their daughter with her, intending to stay there permanently. One day, Melinda invites Nick to her house for lunch. After talking for a while, she takes him upstairs, and they start getting intimate. A few days later, Vic meets Nick and tells him that Melinda tried to call him. Vic then offers to take Nick to a construction site. During the drive, Vic asks Nick why he broke up with Melinda, to which Nick responds that he doesn't remember. Vic is driving very fast and takes a shortcut through the forest, where there is no cell phone signal. Vic stops the car at a spot where he and Melinda used to go. Vic then picks up a rock and hits Nick, causing him to fall off a cliff and die. There was a nearby waterfall, and Vic throws Nick's body into it. Vic takes all of Nick's belongings to prevent anyone from identifying him. Afterward, he goes home and celebrates Nick's death with his daughter. When Melinda arrives, she suggests that they all go on a picnic together. The next day, during the picnic, Vic sees his daughter going near the same waterfall where he had killed Nick. He rushes to stop her, but then he notices Nick's body floating in the water. Vic realizes he needs to get rid of the body, so he returns to the same spot with his bicycle the next day. Meanwhile, Melinda, who was looking for Vic, finds Nick's tablet and realizes that Vic killed him too. Melinda becomes very upset and starts packing her things. On the other hand, Vic tries to sink Nick's body with a stick, but Lionel sees him doing this. Frightened, Lionel runs away, and Vic chases after him. Vic takes a shortcut and gets in front of Lionel's car. Trying to avoid hitting Vic, Lionel loses control, and his car falls off a cliff. Vic then rides his bicycle back home, and the scene returns to where the movie began, with Melinda sitting and watching him. Vic asks Melinda what happened, and she says nothing. Melinda then burns Nick's wallet to protect Vic. Melinda had always wanted to be passionately loved, and when she realized that Vic